What's up, everybody? Carlton T. Clay here with another episode of VPN Chat. I'm very excited about this one because this person has been with me for a very long time. And we are going to talk and have a very good conversation. I'm excited about this conversation that we're going to have. Let's bring on, you know her from the Lyons Den as Keisha, and she's been on a plethora of other stuff with VPN. Let's bring on Shantelle Wheeler. Hello.
There.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for being here for VPN Chat. I'm so excited for us to have this conversation. Um,
I've been looking forward to it for a minute. So,
yes. So as I did in the introduction, I said you were someone I've been working with for a very long time, like
truth,
like almost 20 years.
truth.
Literally almost 20 years. So let's start with well, first before we start with our beginning, let's let the people know a little bit more about you. How did you get started with acting? Because you're an actress, you're a singer, songwriter, all that great stuff. How did you get started just in entertainment in general?
Well, growing up, I always moved around a lot, and um we used to get picked on because we talked different from, the people that lived wherever we lived at the time.
Mm.
And so one of my coping mechanisms was to learn how to speak the way that the people spoke wherever I lived. So that kind of led into me getting into playing different characters and learning how to do different voices and stuff. And so it kind of just took off from there. I grew up singing in the choir in church, so I've always sung. As a matter of fact, everybody in my family can sing. I'm just the only one that kind of took the next steps and started, performing and doing it professionally. Uh,
Hold on,
and
let me interrupt real quick. Real quick. You said everybody in your family can sing. And I know your family. So your mom and dad can sing?
yes.
Wow. So yeah, I feel like I need to experience that because everybody that knows Chantel's parents, like her dad doesn't really say a lot in public. I mean, her mom talks, but I didn't know that I didn't know they could sing. I just learned something today. That's cool.
Yes. Yes. And like growing up, when people would come to my house, it was almost like you were guaranteed to get a show. You would get dinner and a show because my mom would be like, "Hey y'all, do this song, do that scene from this movie," and we would be on it. And so people, especially when we lived in Germany, because we lived on the fourth floor, there
Hmm.
was no elevator. So when people were coming to visit, they were going to be there for a while. So we would put on concerts, and I mean, we would do skits and all this. So everybody in my family is talented on so many levels, but I'm just the only one that was like, I can take this and make something out of it. And then, I moved to Georgia and got into theater in college, and end up letting that be my major, and it just blossomed from there.
Awesome. I remember in the beginnings of our relationship, you did a one woman show, and
Yes.
I was so blown away by the talent that was on that stage. This was for your was it your senior thesis or think senior project or something like that?
Yes, it was my senior project. And my teacher, well, my advisor said to me at the beginning of the semester, I was like, I need to meet with you because we need to work on this. And he was like, oh, just write a paper. And I was like, I will not write a paper. I'm an actress. I'm going to do a show. And you're my advisor. We need to meet so we can talk about this. And it was almost like he didn't want me to do it. But then when I explained it's happening whether you agree or not, then he started getting into it. And it's one of my proudest moments of college because I had an acting teacher when I was first starting, and it was like she always um it was like everything I did, she didn't really understand it.
Mhm.
And so I auditioned for Raising in the Sun, and I didn't get cast. I didn't get cast as anything. And I was just like, okay, well, maybe it's because they just don't know me. But I would audition for stuff throughout my college career, and I just wouldn't get roles. And I was like, man, what is going on? Like, I know I can do this.
Mhm.
And so when I did my one woman show, she came to the show, and she came up to me afterwards, and she was crying. And she was like, I wish I would have cast you in a Raisin in the Sun.
Wow. 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 That's
I felt so like validated in that moment.
mhm.
Like everything I did to lead up to that moment, I was like, I knew I could do this. And I just proved it to everybody.
Absolutely. 1000%. Which leads us to talking about our initial meeting. Um how I initially met Shantelle. This is a funny I love telling this story because it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I always tell Shantelle I'm always gonna tell this story because it's a fun. It's not really an inside joke with us, but it kind of is in a way. But anyway, so I was doing this play, The Lord's Prayer, and
Yes.
Dwayne Green. Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne Green was one of the leads, and so I didn't know. Of course, I didn't know Shantelle then, but that's the reason why Shantelle came to the play was because of Dwayne, and
Yes.
so um I remember after the show, of course, when you do a play, when you are part of it, you got all these people that are coming up to you. They want to talk to you. They want to say congratulations, or they want to ask you, "What are you doing next?" Because I want to be a part of it. Or whatever's happening, it's a whole bunch of stuff happening. If you're a performer, you know that when you after you're done with the performance, it's going to be the swarm of people coming at you from all directions, and you don't necessarily remember everybody or every single thing after the fact. So anyway, I do remember Shantelle, I remember Shantelle coming up to me, but it was another girl behind her. So I just assumed that they were together. And so I remember I think both of y'all no, both of y'all gave me your information. And so you gave me the right information. The other girl gave me the wrong information. I was trying to find her as well. And so I was at ASU at the time. It's AU now, but ASU, and this is later on. And then you came up to me, and I'm trying to remember what else happened. I think you asked me something. Can you finish that story out?
So basically, Carlton was in the media lab, and I think he was editing something or getting some DVDs printed or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I saw him, and I was like, oh, that's the guy that did the play. Let me go speak. And I was like, hey, how you doing? And Carlton was like, hello. And I was like, okay, well, I'm Shantelle. I came to your play. I introduced myself and let you know that, if you ever needed an actress or anything, that I'm available. And I gave you my information. And Carlton was just like, okay. And I was like, okay, so have a good day.
Oh my gosh.
Like you're clearly busy and you're just a bit above talking to, the peasants, and that's fine. So and then I get an email and it's like, hello, this is Carlton. I'm looking for the girl that was with you at the play. And I was like, I was by myself at the play. But I'm here. You can find me. And Carlton messaged back. He was like, no, there was a girl with you, and she gave me the wrong information, and I was trying to find her. And I'm like, I definitely came by myself. I I remember coming, and I definitely was alone, but I'm available if you need an actress.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, okay. Like, and the email response was just so lackluster. Like, I guess I'll work with you. If I can't find the other girl, you'll do.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Jesus.
I was persistent, is what happened. I was like, no, it's me that you want.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That's what happened. It was so funny. We laugh about it all the time now.
Gosh. Um. uh, well, first of all, first of all, I want to publicly apologize for my rudeness. That was rude as hell. That was rude. That was so rude. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Clearly, I was not offended.
Oh my gosh, that was so rude. Oh my gosh. Every time you tell the story back, I'm like, Carlton, that was so mean. That was horrible. Um, so yeah, guys, I really was trying to because it was a part that I wanted, but it was like a younger part. And I was like trying to find her. 'Cause I was like, I think she would fit for that part. I don't know what it was for. I can't remember. Anyway, things happen for a reason. You ended up playing on College Days first. You played the younger version of Latoya
Yes.
on College Days, season 3 actually. You played young Latoya.
Yes.
And I do want to publicly apologize for that too. Because that was an experience. Your counterpart, you know, yeah, that was an experience.
Yep.
And I'll hold it for before people start trying to assume stuff. Nothing crazy happened. It was just sometimes when you work with someone who either doesn't have a passion for acting or who doesn't know how to act or doesn't have any experience acting, it can be challenging.
And it was just challenging.
But Shantelle was gracious enough to still work with me regardless of the fact. And she came back in season 4 in a permanent role, Tamira. And yeah, so talk about your college days experience.
So I remember coming and filming scenes, right? But you only know those scenes.
Mhm.
So I remember at the time I was a senior in college. So I'm filming these scenes and I'm just in my head a senior doing this stuff. And so the first episode that I was on came out and Veronica, I can't remember who she's talking to in the scene, but she goes, "Yeah, I gotta show this freshman around." And I was like, "Because she showed me around. I'm a freshman." And so, like, I watched the whole episode, and I mean, at the end of it, I was like, "Okay, I get the story. It's fine." But I remember watching that scene and being like, I'm a freshman. Oh no, that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to change that." I'm like, we're gonna change it after it's already been filmed. But I was like, I really enjoyed it. It was my first time doing any type of web series or anything like that. And I feel like the people that I worked with were the right people to
Mhm.
make it a fun experience.
Yeah.
Um let me see. College days was my hat period of my life where all I did was
Yes.
just wear
Yes.
uh so it became a thing for me to make sure that I had a hat in every color to match everything. And I remember we were filming season 5, and there was some we were it was the storyline where the professor came back
Yeah,
and was like stalking us.
yeah,
And I had to shoot the scene downtown outside of the news building where he
yeah,
confronts me,
yeah,
and I forgot my hat, and I was so devastated because I had a hat on the entire time,
yeah.
and for that scene I didn't have a hat.
I'm gonna have to
I
go
was
back.
devastated.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that particular scene just to. I mean, I know you're telling the truth, but I have to go back because I mean, I honestly, I mean, now I don't remember it, but I'm sure then I probably was like, "Oh man, sorry to hear that, Chantel. We still got a film
Yep,
though."
still gonna have to let me know. And I was just like, "Oh, I can't believe this." Like it when I do these characters and I figure out what their trait is going to be,
Hmm.
I work so hard to make sure that it stays consistent.
Hmm.
And so like that killed me that I didn't have a hat on. And I was just like, I can't believe this.
And I
It,
want
it
go
was like
ahead.
I've thrown off everything. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, it's like Chantel's not that big of a deal. But for me, I was just like, the whole show's ruined now.
I get it. I mean, it's a part of your character development. So I mean, it's essentially that's you becoming the character, and that's who your character was. She always wore hats. So
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. Also, I want to keep people to keep in mind too, because you talked about recording your first scene, filming your first scene, and then watching it. Keep in mind, people, we actually filmed as we went. College Days, we like how we doing one of the other shows and stuff. We could film everything at first and then show it. College Days, actually, we were filming, so we would film like weeks before, and then the episode would come out. So we was like filming literally as we went. So it was actually a natural progression of how everybody looked, talks, felt, everything was moving like naturally. Like so we will film, I think started in August and then we will stop filming like in April or May or whatever. So we was
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot.
It was the whole thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I remember doing the last season, I had to go out of town for a funeral.
Hmm.
And I was rushing back because I was like, I have to be at filming. Because it was the whole scene where DJ's character was going off to the military.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get there. I think Mallory had to leave. And so I just couldn't get there in time. And so y'all it ended up being filmed separate where we were supposed to be in the scene together, but instead it's like, hey, what was his name on there? Quentin.
Yeah.
What's yeah, his name's Quentin. She's
Yeah.
like, Quentin's outside, and then I like lift up off the bed and I walk out like behind her or whatever. But we had to film it separately, and I felt so bad because I didn't get back in time. But I mean, we were coming from Philly, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and it was a funeral. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I
But
mean,
I was just like, I cannot believe it. And there have been so many times um filming between College Days and the Lyons Den where I had to be out of town for something and I was rushing back to try to make up for filming. And I don't know, like trying to be there for the team just has always been so important to me. And so I get very devastated when I throw off how something has to be filmed or whatever, because I don't know, I just want your vision to come to fruition. And so it always makes me mad when it's me that messes up something. So
Oh man, well, I want you to take that cape off, take that pressure off yourself. You don't mess up anything. It's all good. Life happens. I do appreciate your. That's the thing that I definitely I do not take for granted about you is that you are one that will just be. You're about the team. You're about the unit. It's not about you. It's about, okay, how can we? What can I do to make this work? Make the collective work, and I definitely appreciate that um wholeheartedly. So you mentioned the Lions Den, of course, which is the next series, which was not originally the Lions Den. Originally, it was called 20 something, and
yes.
it was a whole different premise. It was about a group of friends. Um, some of the storylines from the Lions Den were some of the storylines from 20 something did transfer into the Lions Den, but the whole overall arc of the series changed, and then we changed into the Lions Den, and you play Keisha, which is the older sister, and I want you to talk about the Lions Den, and we can kind of just go through that because y'all, of course, y'all know we did 10 seasons of that show, 100 episodes. Shantelle was in every single episode. Her and Rachel, shout out to Rachel who played Sheree. They were in all 100 episodes of the Lions Den. So I want you to talk about, of course, your experience playing that role for so long. That was like one of your longest characters.
Yes. I have to say, just looking back, I feel like Keisha is uh my favorite role that I've played to date just because of the opportunity to watch her grow. Um at the beginning of the series, she was just so God is this, God is that, God's gonna get you through it. And by the end of the series, she came back. She came back to that, but she had her ups and downs.
Yeah,
And at a certain point, she was just like, forget all that. Give me this bottle.
yeah.
Um, I was able to portray some things that I had seen from afar, but not experienced. And I was able to play some things that I had experienced, but uh the Lions Den itself was a great project to work on. And I remember the beginning process of when it was supposed to be 20 something. And I remember us filming the hospital scene where Amanda dies, and my mom was there.
Mm,
And afterwards, we're leaving, and she was just so impressed with everybody because we're sitting there laughing and talking, and then you say action, and we jump in to character, and she was like, I felt the emotion, like y'all were so real, like there was such a connection, and most of us had just met.
hmm
But she was like, y'all, like the group that we had, she was like, that is the perfect mix of people. Like, y'all really blended. But I think that her being able to see that scene is what let her see that, I was taking it seriously and that this is something I really could make a career out of.
hmm
Um it took my dad a little longer. It took my dad a little longer to
it takes most dads. Most most dads it does.
Yeah, he was just like, this is real cute, Shantelle, but what are you gonna do to make money? And I'm just like, Dad. But he sees it now.
hmm
He sees it now. So I really appreciate that. But the the experience of doing the Lions Den, I think, helped me grow a lot as a person. Um, I went through some stuff doing the Lions Den.
hmm
Went through some stuff. Um, and when I look back on it, I think that it's amazing how some of the stuff lined up with the character.
Mhm.
Um, and I'll just give one example. Um, Around the time that Keisha was an alcoholic, I was doing a lot of drinking because I was in a relationship that I didn't really need to be in.
Mhm.
And, I was very unhappy, and I was like just drinking and trying to drown my sorrows in the bottle or whatever. And so there was a personal connection with the character, and I think that that's one of the reasons why I feel so close to Keisha Lyons.
What um what was your favorite storyline that she's had over the 10 seasons?
Um, what's my favorite storyline? I always loved when she got to fight with Sheree and Bobby. I
Mm.
love those times just because me and Rachel and me and Shay, we have such a good friendship that it's easy for us to turn that on and do the whole back and forth. Um, if I have to think of one storyline, I love Keisha and Xavier's storyline.
Yes, I was hoping you would say
That
that.
that whole
Yes. Yes.
that whole cycle I think was really really good.
I want to get into because I always used to call y'all Black Love. That was my nickname for Keisha and Xavier. I just loved you and KB's y'all chemistry was just so amazing. And it made me sad to have to kill that character off because honestly the only reason I killed him off because KB moved. Like KB
Yes.
moved and it was like of course he wasn't going to be coming to Augusta, often. So I didn't want to make it to a situation where we had to. Well, maybe Xavier, maybe he'll be here to film or whatever. We didn't want that, so I had already talked to KB about the storyline where we were going with Xavier, um, as far as his beginning and his end. Because originally I had already in my mind had said we were just probably just going to do 5 seasons and then that was it. It was the fans that brought the show back. I'm telling, and then and
Yes,
I tell
and we thank y'all for that.
and when I tell you Shantelle has some fans, Shantelle has some fans, and I'm telling you they love the Lyons Den. I remember we were doing Karma, we were doing Lovers Lane. They were like, "Oh, that's cute. Where's the Lyons Den?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's because of the viewers that the Lions Den came back and we decided to continue on because we had a series finale in 5. Keisha and Shaquan drove off into the sunset. They was gonna go do their thing, and then we came back. It was like, here we are, we're back. We got some more
Yes.
shenanigans. We got some more shenanigans and some more siblings to add to the equation.
I love that.
um, there's always a debate between you, Risho, and Shataria about which character is the loosest on the show. Because I'm gonna tell you why there's always a debate. Because every time we talk about Bobby, Shay loves to bring up Keisha and Sheree. So
That is true.
who do you?
She loves to do that.
She loves doing that. Who do you think? And I don't want to use the word loosest. I feel like people have experiences and they do their thing. But who do you think had the most experience when it comes to their their relationships and their partners or whoever they dealt with?
I think, and I hate to say it, so I think that Bobby was well, it's a tie between the messiest with Shay and Risha with Bobby and Sheree because they were all within the family.
Okay.
But I think Keisha had the most guys.
Got you. I agree with that statement. I think we need to, so whenever we're with Shay and we have this argument, we'll say she had the messiest situation.
Yeah.
Because she would not, she continuously to this day, it's like Bobby's the most innocent. I'm like, no, she's not.
She's not.
She is not.
She pitted those brothers against each other.
Absolutely. And to this day, I don't think Sean and Ryan have a relationship at all.
I would doubt it. Wholeheartedly. I would doubt that.
What is Keisha doing right now?
Keisha is enjoying life. She is traveling. And she's making a life with AJ.
Okay, so you think Keisha and AJ still together?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. I
way,
like that.
The way we ended, I think that, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that is an example of the one that got away and then they meet up later in life and it's their time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what their story was.
So you're telling me that later on in the future, if I ever feel like picking up a camera, that Keisha and AJ are going to have a wedding?
I don't know if Keisha wants to get married again.
Okay.
But I definitely think that her and AJ are going to be together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me preface this now. I said if, and I did not say I was. I want people to tell me
exactly.
I want people to tell me, oh, he about to pick up that camera. No.
He said the Lyons Den is coming back.
No, that I did not say that. That's not happening. Not in the foreseeable future.
This is just a what if, but
right, it's
yeah.
a what if, like Marvel when they do the what ifs. It's a what if. I want you to name the siblings in order.
Okay. Well, first I'm gonna mess it up. Am I doing the original 5 or the whole?
The whole shebang, all of them.
Jesus. Okay. That's so hard. Norman.
Yes.
Keisha. JC. Malcolm. Sean. Raven. Oh no, Ryan, Raven, Aisha, and JC and Kevin's character were twins.
You skipped somebody. You skipped Lucas.
I did skip Lucas. I told you I was gonna mess it up. It's too many. Lucas comes in.
Norman Lucas.
You're right. Okay.
Norman Lucas, Keisha. So Norman Lucas, Keisha, JC Quentin.
Yes.
The twins. Malcolm Sean.
Because they're the same age.
Right. And
Malcolm
then Ryan, Raven, Aisha. And then the unborn child that was aborted. we try to forget that storyline for reasons that we're not going to talk about.
Let's leave that at that.
Let's leave that. Let's leave that. Did you think the show would go on as long as it did?
I did not. I was happy that we did 5 seasons.
Yeah.
You know, it was like I knew people like College Daze. And I felt like they liked it because they could relate to that college atmosphere and the things that connected all of us in that setting.
Right.
Um and it felt like a natural progression for 20 something because it was supposed to be just a group of friends. When it became, this family, I liked the storyline, but I didn't know how people would respond to it.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know why I felt like that because looking back, like so many shows are about families
Mhm.
and they last for a long time. Because you're seeing that family dynamic. So I don't know why I felt like that then, but when we hit 50 episodes, I felt like we had accomplished something. So when you were like, that's the end of it, I felt okay with walking away from it.
Yeah.
So, um, I was very surprised by the announcement that we were coming back. But I was all the way down for it because I was like, yes, let's see where these people are.
Yeah.
Um, it was great. So to make it to 10 seasons, that was, I think, a milestone not only just for VPN and for that show, but I think that was a milestone for me because it was the first time I was able to take a character and really give them a full life,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. So,
Absolutely. I think definitely, um, I think we all feel that way. Um, just me, I just, me as a writer, as a producer, I feel like I've grown through that show. That show's helped me grow. Even as my character, who originally wasn't even supposed to be on the show, but because
right.
I saw y'all was having fun, I was like, I want to be in it on it. So just being a part of this ensemble group of people, I think we've all grown. We all grown together, and I think it's awesome to like go back and watch and see the growth, especially from season 1
Yes.
to season 10. I feel like the growth is astronomical.
Yes. I swear, from the lighting and the staging, the cameras
Mhm.
that you used from day one to the end, like you can really see everybody grow.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned that because that's the stuff that is kind of behind the scenes, but that helps with the growth of the full product.
Absolutely.
Because we as actors, if you're taking it seriously, every time you do something, you're supposed to grow. So it was going to be natural for us to get more comfortable in these characters and get more comfortable with each other, but um the way that the staging changed and the lighting changed and the cameras, all of that showcased the growth of the whole product.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you also a part of another you was a lead in another series, X Factor. So also part of that.
Yes,
Um, so let's talk about that adventure.
I love the X Factor. That was my first opportunity to do a comedy, and like I feel like Keisha had a couple of little funny one-liners in the Lions Den and little situations where you let me kind of ad lib and stuff. But X Factor was true comedy, and I got interested in comedy because I did Class Dismiss.
Uh-huh.
And
We're definitely gonna talk about that too, but yeah.
okay. Um but after I did that, I was like, I would love an opportunity to just like really do a comedy. So when you came up with this, I was just like, please sign me up. I'm down. and um and 5 seasons in, that's one of my favorite characters. It's one of my favorite shows. Like, I still go back and look at that show. I think me and Lord, what's the character?
Your sister?
No. Um your best friend.
Oh,
What's
Adam.
his name on the show? His name is Adam on the show?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that their dynamic was great. That unrequited love kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was great. It reminded me of Hillary Banks and Jazz.
Absolutely. The original,
Yes, yes.
not the new.
Original.
Yes.
I don't acknowledge the that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Yes. X Factor, the original concept actually came because honestly, I really wanted to work with Reynard, who plays Adam.
Yeah.
I really wanted to work with Reynard. He'd been doing some skits, and I really wanted to do something with him. And of course, shout out to Shoshana, shout out to you, and everybody else that came apart, Mike Dove, Kenyatta,
Yes.
everybody that was a part of X Factor. My nephew Kyler, we got to see him be a
We
part of it.
we saw
Um,
him grow up on
we
that
actually saw
show.
him grow up on the show, and yeah, it was just a beautiful thing to be able to do something. A lot of people say that they enjoyed that show also because they got to see me actually be funny. I think a lot of people think I'm so serious all the time, and people don't who really know that I'm a clown. Like, I laugh all the time,
Yes.
especially if you have the privilege to come over to our family home. I'm always laughing. I'm always telling like jokes and stuff like that. So I love to laugh, and I love that people got to see that side of me. Just be silly and actually just kind of let loose. I enjoyed our entire dynamic. Do you have a favorite episode? Because I definitely have. I have two. I have two favorite episodes actually. So, do you have a favorite episode of X Factor?
Um, I don't know if I have a favorite episode. I know I have favorite scenes.
Okay.
Um, I love the scene where I kick Mike out the house and turn around and Reynard is right there.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, how did you get
yeah,
in? I love that scene. I love the scene where I sang How Excellent.
hmm
Um I love the party scene. Uh and it's crazy because I was sick
You were. You absolutely was.
and I was like, I'm gonna work it in here. And so like I'm just like laid on the sofa and just like real down, but still like cracking my jokes, being sarcastic or whatever. And I think it ended up coming out really good. But
Absolutely.
yeah. Uh oh, what's that scene? I think you were asleep and Kenyatta like you wake up and she's like over top of you.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. And she was like, "Wait, you're throwing her out of the house?" So she's like, "No." I love that. I think that was in season 5.
Yeah, that was the last season. Yeah.
And I also love that scene when I can't remember his name right now, and I know it, but it's because I'm trying to talk about him that I can't recall his name. But he came in season 5, and he was your
Uh-huh.
cousin,
Oh, well, Lorenzo played him.
Lorenzo.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Lorenzo. Um, and he's in the room singing, and you come in and like put the pillow over his face. I love that. Like when we were filming that, I couldn't stop laughing. And it came out so great in that episode.
That's hilarious. That's
Yes.
hilarious. My two favorite episodes are the gym episode because it's the Nelson J. Davis / gym episode because your characters were obsessed with Nelson J. Davis,
Yes.
and then me and Raynard our characters were trying to get fit. I love the episode. The episode was hilarious to me. I'm still amazed to this day that Joseph was able to pick me up. I was like, Joseph, I'm very heavy. And he just, no problem.
No
Just,
problem. He got it. Heavy
uh,
wear.
right. Lightweight, light work. And then my second favorite episode is the Hamilton episode when Laura goes out on the date and then he finds out she's pregnant and all that stuff. Because I call him my cousin. I love Brandon Dawson. I love that he came in and he guest starred on that part. We've been talking for the longest about doing like a limited 4-episode thing with his character.
That would be hilarious.
We've been talking about it. We've been talking about it for years. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, but it always comes up because that scene comes up in my memories all the time, and I always bring it up. I was like, when are we gonna do this limited thing? And he's like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and it just doesn't happen. So I just feel like that's just a conversation.
Yeah. Some stuff is just gonna be talked, but
Right. Again, what if the what ifs? So yeah, you've done some films. You've been a part of some films. Let's see. Of course, what recently came out, Kwanzaa Family Vacation.
yes.
That just came out. You want in A Very Merry New Year. People love that scene, by the way. In A Very Merry New Year. And by the way, people, that scene was ad lib.
Yes.
She came in and just ad lib that part. But what's funny, you weren't originally supposed to play that part.
Right.
And this is the thing I love about this is Shantelle, Shay, Rachel, Sa, whenever like something like and it's not like I don't cast them for stuff because I do cast them for things I want them to be in, but there are times when I cast other people and those people do not follow through. Oh, Kiara, those people, I want to put her in there too. Those people, they don't follow through. I know those 5 women. I can call them and they be like, "What you need?" And especially, I know, like I said, I know the certain things that they're gonna do and not do, but I know that if I need something and it's in the parameters, I know I can call one of you 5. And I definitely, truly, from the bottom of my heart, definitely appreciate you for just all the years of everything you've done. And so that part is actually one of them because we had somebody originally that's supposed to play that part. She couldn't do it for whatever reason, and then Shantelle stepped in and tore it up. Like just came in and just really did that part. What other movies? I feel like there's more. Is there more?
I did Reindeer Games.
Yes, Reindeer Games and My Brother's Keeper.
My Brother's Keeper.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
The assistant, I just did the flashback.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
Very Merry New Year, SistAhood.
You know what? You know why I be forgetting about SistAhood because it was a series originally. That's
Yes.
why I'm just like, okay, yeah.
But that's one also that I wasn't supposed to be in.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. I want to let's change that. I guess we'll change that vernacular. It was like you obviously God had it to where you were supposed to be in it, but you weren't originally casted for those parts. We'll just say that because things happen and it's like, okay, this person is actually set up to actually supposed to play this part and make it what it is. So yeah. Are there any film role? Well, first of all,
oh, Redemption for Easter.
oh, how can we forget that?
I don't know.
Because we definitely gotta talk about that. Because then we definitely gotta talk about that. So I want you because again, you've been with me for so long. how did you feel when we started going into film? Because I remember there was a while ago I was like, I'm never doing a film. I was like, people kept asking me, "Are you gonna do films?" I was like, "No, I don't want to do that. I'm good. I
Oh,
want to
I
do
see.
series. I'm good on. I'm good with series." And then 2020 hit, and then here we are. We're doing films.
Yes.
So from the outside looking in, how did you feel about that progression?
Um, I felt like it was a natural progression, and I understood, your feelings on not doing film, but personally, I feel like um the way that you film series is the way that you film a movie. So it just felt natural to go into that. Um and I feel very proud. I feel so proud every time a movie drops because I'm just like my friend, man. Like you doing this. Like I'm looking at your wall right now talking to you and I'm just like that's awesome. I
Oh,
feel just so proud of you.
oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I always say that I wouldn't be here today without you guys. So I mean, I don't take that I don't take that half-heartedly at all. I feel like you guys are my foundation. Like I really honor and treasure you guys, like not just working relationship but friendship as well. Definitely 100%. Um yeah. We was talking about redemption for Easter, and for me, first of all, the beginnings of it. First of all, it actually I remember it was called The Right Way. We were shooting a
Yes,
10-minute pilot. I was trying to enter this competition. Somebody told me about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on it. And we literally, I think we was filming the Lyons Den that weekend, or something was we was doing something already that
yes,
weekend, and I was like, okay, guys, I got this thing. It's 10 minutes. It could get us on a major platform. Are you down to do it? All y'all was like, yes, let's do it. Let's get it. And I remember again, we always got to honor our friend, our brother Nathan Rothwell. He allowed us to come to his house and shoot that 10 minute. I mean, it didn't take 10 minutes to shoot, but it was a 10 minute. 10 minute. It ended up being 10 minutes to put together. It was a 10 minute short to submit. But it was originally called The Right Way. We also have to acknowledge. We also have to acknowledge Carol Coleman, who
yes.
played the mother. Um, and so yeah, it was an amazing experience, but unfortunately it didn't go anywhere. We didn't win. And but I was like, hey, I think we could take this story and expand it, because I got called from Maverick. They said, hey, would you want to do an Easter movie? And I was like, sure. And so I took The Right Way, since nothing happened with it, and just expanded the world and expanded the characters, changed a few names, and changed some other things too, to the characters, to kind of update them. And here we are. I think Diana, I think you and Shays are the only characters names that didn't change.
Right.
Because you're Shalita and she was Diana, and I think you two are the only people that played the same part from the 10 minute to the actual film.
It's true.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I want. So, how was your experience doing that film?
Um, I can say that Redemption for Easter has been my favorite filming experience for the movies.
Hmm.
Um, I was taking off work, so I was able to be on set, and just really bond with everybody. I had watched these people, before Marquise. I had liked him prior to getting the chance to work with him, and obviously I worked with Shay, um, Miss Audrey, um, and so it was great to work with them doing this, and then oh yeah, and DJ,
Hmm.
'cause we played on Lyons Den, um, and it was great to meet the young man that played our younger brother,
Patrick.
Yes, that was my first time working with him, and he was so sweet.
Mhm.
He was just so sweet, and I was just like, "Look at this." And so, like, at the end of I think we only filmed for, like, a week
Yeah, it was a
or
week.
so,
It was a week.
but I felt like that was my little brother. By
Mhm.
the end of it, I was just like, "Yeah, this my boy right here." So it was cool. And also working with Damien, that was my first time getting to work with Damien. Um, but that really was another character that I could connect with
Mhm.
on a personal level. And so I really feel like I was able to take those emotions and put them into Shalita
Yeah.
to bring her to life. And so I'm really glad that people connected with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That honestly, I tell people like that was um one of my favorite moments on set. It was a surreal moment. I hadn't I so Chantel um did the scene where where Shalita confesses to her mother about being raped. And I just remember feeling, I don't know, something just took over me. I said cut and I just started crying. That was the most that had never happened to me before ever in life. And that was the most surreal moment ever. I had to take a minute. I'm like, y'all, I got it. And then I just went into the living room, bawled my eyes out. I know Shay came in there and she hugged me. And it was just, you just did such a dynamic job telling that story and really bringing that story and that character to life. I really, like I said, just that whole experience. Shout out to Quincy and James. They came down from Atlanta to help me film it. We did that. We
that
did that. We did that. I think a lot of people really resonated with that film. And just with those characters. And then me and you offline, we talked about at Shay's New Year's party, Shay and Dominique's New Year's party, we talked about the characters, about what we think they will be doing now and everything. And I told you I felt like Shalita, um, she's living on the beach. I think she is, like I said, she is in a relationship, but it's a definitely, he understands her past and he's very patient with her, very caring and nurturing. Um, but I feel like she talks to her siblings every now and again, but she had to disconnect from that place in order to heal and get better. And I think
yes.
and that beach background where you are now, I feel that's what Shalita
This
is.
is where she's at. I came to visit her.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Also, too, we again, I mentioned the very Merry New Year, the scene that you did. How did you what? Because the whole thing was like together, together. Like, where did that come from? Like, what was that?
I really don't know. I just felt like in this moment, this friend is trying to do everything she can to make uh what's Shay's character's name?
I don't even remember.
I cannot remember. That's so crazy. Like if I would have known everything you were gonna ask me, I would have went and made sure I knew everybody's name. But I think that was just a case of a friend trying to say everything she could to get her friend to understand she was being stupid.
Uh-huh.
Um and it just came out. It just came out like that. Like even when I looking at the picture and I'm like, because if I don't even talk to girls, but I'll be like, you know, like it really was just that case of I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm telling you you need to get out of here and
Right.
go up there, check on your man. Um so it was just in my head like what would I would want somebody to really drill it for me
Hmm.
to make me get up and move. And so
Right.
I was just trying to think of everything I could say to make her get up and move.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A Kwanzaa Family Vacation, which as we speak is actually now officially out. It's out on
Yes,
Tubi. It's on Tubi, guys. You guys can watch it. I know it's not Kwanzaa time, but just go ahead and get ready for this year. Go ahead and watch it.
yes. Just prepare yourself.
Get your mind right. How did you feel being a part of that project? Because again, another family project.
Yes.
Um, of course, you're an older sibling. So how did you feel about being a part of this one? Because this is different too from the other characters that you portrayed.
Right. I really enjoyed it. It definitely was it put me in the mindset of Keisha because I was playing a married woman. My husband's gone overseas again.
Hmm.
But I think that this character was a little bit more lighthearted than Keisha was.
Hmm.
She was able to laugh a lot more. Um, but when the serious stuff happened, like she really felt it deeply.
Hmm.
Um, to the point that she couldn't function. She's in the bed, you know. And I think that trying to find those differences in the character, so that it's not a replication,
Hmm.
um, is really what was my challenge for this movie.
Gotcha.
Um, because also, you know, you got the sibling dynamic again. And just like me and Victoria, me and Nicole have that relationship where we're gonna laugh, we're gonna get together, and we're gonna just go back and forth,
Right.
you know. Um, and so I think that we had a similar dynamic with Keisha and Raven, but I think ours was once again a little bit more lighthearted than that because um I think the age difference that we were playing uh,
Hmm.
made a difference, and the time frame that it was set in made a difference. So because for me as a character, I don't think my character lives there. I think she was just there
Just yeah,
for
absolutely.
for the celebration. So it's almost like a going back home thing. And when you go back home, you jump right back into that bond.
Hmm.
So I think that was the difference. But it was so fun to do. It was just so fun to film it.
Yeah.
Um once again, meeting everybody and working with everybody. Um coming back and having Miss Audrey be my mom again. That's
Right.
great. But that was my first time working with Carlos.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And he's so sweet and he's so funny. And it that I think that was great. And one thing I can say, just in meeting him and getting to chit chat with him on set and stuff, like he really embraced that father role. And you know, talking offset was the same dynamic. Like he was like that dad telling you,
Mm.
all right, now you getting ready to leave, okay, I need you to make sure you got your lights on, get home safe, all that. Like thanks dad. So yeah, it was great.
Now you don't normally see a lot of movies about Kwanzaa. You see, you got Christmas movies, you got Hanukkah movies, but you don't really see movies about Kwanzaa. How important was it for you to be a part of this project and to tell this actual story?
I think it was very important. um I'm glad to be a part of the project because growing up, Kwanzaa wasn't really a thing. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Um, I learned about it because my mom was adamant about making sure that we had a well-rounded educational experience. If we
Hmm.
were going to learn about Christmas, we were going to learn about Kwanzaa. If
Hmm.
we were going to learn about European history, we were going to learn about African history. Like my mom made sure we knew where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that's missing today, and not enough people are willing to go into all aspects of history.
Mm.
It's so glossed over now. So I just taking this moment to do a movie about Kwanzaa, I think was important for me just because of how I was raised and who I've grown into.
Yeah. I really hope that I mean originally the plan out well from the plan with the distributor was to release it last year. Um, you know, things happen. We did it on Vimeo a little bit, but now that it's actually out on a bigger platform, I'm really hoping that especially this go around the holidays that it really gets more eyes because I
Yeah.
think it's important, especially as a people, as African Americans, as a culture, I think it's important that we understand what it is and actually understand the importance of incorporating. Nobody's saying get rid of Christmas, but it's also an addition to what we already celebrate. And honestly, the way Kwanzaa is set up, it actually allows you to really embrace the principles that you have grown up with as far as the principles within our culture, embracing family and really understanding the importance of family. I think that was I think that's what one of the main things with Kwanzaa, and I also think that's one of the main things that I want to make sure people got out of the movie. That people really, embrace your family flaws and all. We all have stuff we can grow and we things that we can improve upon. But at the end of the day, your family is your family, and you only get one. So it's like you gotta come together to grow as a family. And I really hope that people get that message from the movie. You mentioned something about playing like different characters, but also working with the same people. Do you find it hard to work with the same people all the time? Because I know a lot of people, um, a lot of people have difficulties not not forming those characters. Sometimes we have people say that you're playing the same character, you're playing the same part, you're playing the same role. Do you find that hard especially when you're working with the same people, like trying to differentiate the characters that you play?
I don't have an issue doing it because I know the work that I'm gonna put into the character that I'm playing.
Hmm.
So if I'm playing against somebody that's playing the same character, I can't speak to what development other people do,
Hmm.
but I know that they're not gonna be playing against the same character.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm gonna, study what is this character's story. Okay, how do I want to portray this? What is this person's quirks?
Hmm.
You know, and that comes with training and growth.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think I've had that issue.
Hmm.
I lucky for me, the people that I've played against, take it seriously.
Hmm.
So I feel like I can say that they're taking the time to make sure they're not playing the same character.
Right.
And I think it ends up working out and it looks good when you see the final product.
Right. Because I mean, for example, you and Shay work together a lot, and I see the difference between Keisha and Bobby versus your characters on the Kwanzaa movie. There's a
Right.
totally different dynamic, not just within the story, but just within how y'all portray each character. So yeah, I think that's a very good example.
Yeah. I think so. And even um our friendship in A Very Merry New Year um versus our sisterhood and redemption for Easter.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's there's a difference because we're not the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that our friendship outside of acting helps us to be able to create these bonds
Mm-hmm.
because we know each other personally, and we understand that there's different aspects of our personality. So we're pulling at that when we're playing these characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what makes the difference.
Yes, absolutely. Um, Before I let you go, I want to talk about Classes Missed. It's not a Victory Productions production, but because of Classes Missed, I was able to get somebody to be a part of a Victory Productions production. You had the opportunity to go and be a part of the last it was the last season of Classes Missed when it was a
Right.
web series.
Yeah.
Starring and produced by Nakia Burress, who played Tanya on Power Rangers Zeo and Turbo. Um, so talk about that experience. Like, how was that? Because you actually flew out to LA
Yes.
and did that thing. So how was that experience for you?
It was wonderful. It was very eye-opening. Um and I'll say filming class dismissed really let me know that I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be on,
Hmm.
because uh I've had people say to me when they've watched us do something, um, I mean, y'all just look like y'all were in a school, or y'all just look like y'all was at somebody's house. And I'm like, is that where the scene is set? Thank you. I feel like we killed it then, if that's what you're getting, because that's where it's at. And so I get there, and we're supposed to be filming in a school,
Uh-huh.
and I get there, and the set, like, I'm looking around the set, and I'm like, wow, I could be filming with Victory Productions right now. Like, it was exactly the same.
Hmm.
What I'm saying, it wasn't this big green sound stage or anything like that. Um, and so I immediately felt comfortable. And um the people there, all of them have been on numerous television shows. Um Kente was on the Parkers, and Sonya was on 911.
Hmm.
You know, like, everybody has done multiple things that I, have watched growing up. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna get on set, and it's gonna be like, okay, y'all get over here. The stars are over here. It was not like that at
Hmm.
all. Like, they were welcoming. They're asking us questions. We're asking them questions. Um, it was a very easy atmosphere to work in. It was my first time being on set and having a makeup artist.
Hmm.
That was cool. But I want to say, if you watch the if you watch the episodes that I'm in, or if you watch the movie on Peacock, because the series got turned into a movie, if you watch it, you'll notice my makeup change
Mm.
in the movie, because the makeup that I had on the first day was a much more natural palette.
Uh-huh.
But there's a scene where my character has basically just, like, kissed Kente all over the place or whatever, but I wasn't there for that, so they got somebody else to put the kisses on him. And he
Oh.
was Caucasian, so they used, like, a red lipstick,
Hmm.
and not the same color lipstick that I was wearing.
Ah, got you.
So they changed my makeup for that. So, like, if you pay attention, you can see what was shot this day and what was shot the next day, because the makeup is different.
Now I'm gonna have to go rewatch it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to go
I mean,
rewatch it.
I'm telling you, go look at it. You'll be like, oh, I do see that. Um, and I just think that's hilarious, because um it was a different level of filming, but it's the same type of issues that can come up with continuity
Mhm.
and you know, being consistent on set. And so, like I said, it was a very eye-opening experience because it let me know that on all levels it's the same work being done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just honestly the difference. It's just the money.
exactly.
It's just the money. That's it. Is that every production has the potential to have the same successes and failures. It's just the difference of what your budget is.
Right.
That's all. So because of you, of course, I got to meet Nakia Baris. You took me to Rangers stop for my birthday that one year.
Yeah.
You introduced, which was great. Thank you for that. Obviously,
You're welcome.
um, we got to meet. You introduced me to Nakia. Such a sweetheart, such a down to earth person. Um, just a sweet person, and I was able to connect with her outside of that. She appeared on VPN Mag, um, and then I was shooting for the Love of Christmas,
Yes.
and I reached out to her. I said, "Hey, would you be interested in just doing a cameo?" Originally, I wanted her just to do like a FaceTime. I was gonna say, "Hey, you can record yourself on the phone, send me the video, we'll put it in." Da, da, da. She said, "Well, I can do you one better. I can actually like be in it if you want." I was like,
I'll take that.
if I want, I don't care if I don't want it. I'll take it. I was like, yes, yes, it was a dream come true. You gotta understand my love for Power Rangers growing up. Like people, if you follow me, you know that I love Power Rangers.
Yes.
And to actually have someone who you grew up on television watching to end up being a part of your project, like that's a whole different situation. That's a whole different situation. And we shot in Atlanta. She came because she was in Atlanta for a convention, so we decided to shoot while she was there. And she came on set, and and like you described, it was just one of those things. She just came in so humble, so gracious, asking questions like, "What can I do?" She was like, "What can I do to make my character better?" You know, normally you think people coming in like, "Okay, I got this. I'm a
That's
professional.
it.
I'm just gonna do
One
what I need.
shot.
I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do and keep it moving." No, she really came in asking questions, asking me about character, like asking me what I wanted. Um, her and Donald worked so get well together. They had so much great chemistry in that scene. Even though it was brief, it was but it was just they gelled so well
Yes.
together. And she was just so nice to Kevin. Kevin McElveen, he was there. He was helping me out. She was gave everybody hugs. She took pictures. It was just an awesome experience. So, but all that is because of you, Shantelle Wheeler.
Well, I'm glad I could do that for you.
So yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, is there any? Do you have like one? And I'm gonna wrap things up. Do you have like one story, behind the scenes story that like nobody knows, like anything that ever happened, like something hilarious or something crazy that ever happened that working? Because again, you've been with us for so long, over the almost the 20 years. I know it's a lot to think about.
It is a lot to think about. Something that happened behind the scenes. Uh, I don't know. Because I can think of stuff, but I don't know if I should share it.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, listen, we don't want to get nobody in trouble. We don't
Yeah.
want to. We don't want to. Yeah, we want to keep this a happy medium.
Yes. So, um, I think I have to plead the fifth on that.
Yes, that's the yeah. We don't. Yeah, we don't want that here.
Yeah. I
I'm just gonna
hold
quietly
on to
walk. I'm
that.
gonna quietly walk away from that question.
Yeah.
Let's go
I
to
mean,
photo.
stuff happens, guys. stuff happens behind the scenes, and yeah, sometimes you don't talk about it.
That's true. That's very true. I'm going to talk about photos real quick. Out of the 10, what is your of the Lyons Den? What is your favorite uh cast photo?
Favorite cast photo. I definitely like oh, I was getting ready to say I like the one what season was that? It wasn't season, it might have been season 6. Where we're all in that open space
Uh-huh.
at the end of the street. Is that season?
No, you talking about when I was on the floor?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say I like that one, but
That's 7. That's season 7.
oh man. Okay. Can you pull up your you got all those pictures?
Let's see.
I know you have them somewhere
I do.
behind you somewhere.
Hold on real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
I made him get up. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Hold on, let me put my headphones on. I gotta put my headphones back on so I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. So here it is. Here is the all 10. I don't know if you can see them.
Yes. Okay. I definitely love the one where we got on the winter coats. I think that's season 3.
That is 3.
Okay. Let's see. I like season 5. That's the one with the black and white.
Right here. Yeah.
Yes. Um, hold it up a little bit so I can see the bottom. Okay, yeah, I think those 2 are my favorites. I think
Okay.
those 2 are my favorites. And then you said this bottom one was season 7?
This right here. This is season 7.
That's gonna be my 3rd, even though you're sitting on the ground. I don't.
Oh, that's so funny. Cause
I don't like that part, but
everybody's like, why?
he didn't have his wheelchair, guys.
Everybody's like, why is he on the ground? Yeah, I didn't have my wheelchair that day. I forgot it, and I was like, well, his character is paralyzed. He will not be standing up. He's gonna be sitting on the street. So, and
Oh, I can say I did think of just one behind the scenes thing that I could say, and I don't think anybody's gonna get offended.
Okay.
The character change, the Natasha character change.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I was like, I don't know who this person is. Natasha didn't act like that on the Lyons Den. Taisha did a great job as an actress coming in to play another character. But just because I had already worked with Natasha and like knew who that character was, the change was so drastic. I was just like, that's not the same person. That's not the same person. So when Janika came back to film that season finale, like it was great for me. And if you pay attention to the wedding scene, you can you can see me saying, "This is the Natasha I know."
She kept saying it over and over again. I kept saying, Shantelle, please stop saying that.
I was trying to get it in there.
Please stop saying that. Please. Oh my gosh. Lord.
I know this Natasha. I know who this one is. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like I said, Taisha did great. She did great coming in playing a character that was already there. But I was just like, That's not the same person.
Yeah. I
Then
mean,
you did the thing where you were like, Natasha will be playing.
and then because we had to, and the crazy thing is we literally just rewatched the Lions Den, and it's like because Janika was actually in the first episode of season 8.
Yes,
So she was because season 8 literally picked right back up where season 7 ended. And
right.
so we had shot that scene during season 7. So when we came back for season 8, I didn't know Janika wasn't gonna be able to do it because she wasn't able to do it. And so we ended up having to recast. And then, we kind of just go from there. So, stuff like I said, recastings happen. I mean,
That happened.
we changed JC, we had 3 JCs. So
I mean, filming was like, okay, put your finger over the picture. If you if you ever look if you ever look at us in the Lions Den looking at the photo albums, any picture that the original JC was in, you see us holding our finger over.
and the crazy thing is you hold your thumb over it, but you're saying, "Oh my God, JC, you look so great." I can't see you because your thumb's there.
Your thumb is covering it up. Go and watch that stuff, guys. That's behind the scenes tidbits for y'all. Little Easter eggs that y'all can go back and look for.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I gotta do one more. So then when because then we replaced Lucas too, guys. So
Yeah.
Lucas got replaced too. And so it was so funny because we had a screen at the house, and everybody kept cracking up. Was like, "Wow, Lucas, you got darker. You grew. You got muscles." It was
Like, what kind of surgery was this? How bad did they beat you in the prison? They beat you, your legs got longer. Like what?
right. Your skin complexion changed.
I mean, full reconstructive
Full.
surgery indeed.
Full. Full. They was cracking so many jokes. I was like, guys, come on. Now y'all know, come on. Come on. Come on.
That's one of those recasts. Like, I get it, but that's not the same person.
Not the same person. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some funny moments that you can definitely laugh about and just, it's just lighthearted fun for
Yeah.
sure. Well, Shantelle, before go ahead.
I'll say one that you might not have known about. When I did the guest spot on My Best Friend,
Uh-huh.
I had the pregnant belly, right?
Yes.
So I had to like put it on and layer it up so that it would stay in place.
Uh-huh.
So I had to basically wear it from my house to the filming location, and I had to stop at the store, right? So I get out. I'm at the gas station. I get out and I'm like walking with this pregnant belly on, but I'm just walking regular, whatever. And I noticed that people are looking like, "Oh, she's pregnant! Like, help her on the curb and stuff." So I started like putting my hand on my back, like, "Oh God, yes, help me, take
Oh
care."
gosh.
It was,
That's
it
funny.
was so funny.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yes, I was like, y'all don't even know this just happened. And then so I get to the location and Jamarius is there and I'm sitting there with the pregnant belly, whatever. And I mean, by this time, it's got me like this, and my back is hurting a little bit. So I keep rubbing my back.
Uh-huh.
And Jamarius thought I was really pregnant. He was like, "That wait, that's a belly?" I was like, "Yeah."
I didn't know that Jamarius thought you was pregnant for real.
He thought I was really pregnant. I was just like, "No, this is an act. Please don't bless me. Don't bless me with that.
Don't speak that over my life.
Don't do that."
I push all that away. All
Yes.
of it. All of it. I got one more story with the Lions Den too. Do you remember when we shot at the Riverwalk and I was in the wheelchair?
Yes.
And do you remember when Kwame and his friend had came? They came by and they spoke, and I was like, I did something. I was directing from the wheelchair, and then when we finished, I actually stood up, and the girl thought I was like it was a miracle. It was like, oh my god, you can walk. She said, oh my god, you can walk. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I was acting. I can walk for real.
I can actually walk.
I wasn't in a wheelchair. She
But
literally
praise God, he does miracles every day.
he does. Hallelujah. But no, she literally thought like a miracle happened and was like, she thought I was healed and was able to walk. That was
Like, girl, do you see this camera? Please get out of here.
oh gosh. Oh man. Any words of advice for anybody who wants to get into acting?
Just do it.
Mm.
Just do it. If it's something you really want to do, don't keep thinking about it. Just hop out there. Technology has made it so accessible to be able to film yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like you're not getting the opportunities that you want, do it yourself. Do it yourself. Like for me, I wanted to do music videos, and I needed to make songs, and I kept asking people to give me music or put music to my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and people kept flaking. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting ready to do this myself. I bought a Mac, I bought a microphone, and I went online and found me some tracks or whatever, and I just wrote, and I was able to get some of those songs featured in the movies.
Absolutely.
So I mean, just sometimes you just have to do it yourself.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
so just if that's what you want to do, just do it.
Awesome. Well, Shantelle, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We definitely appreciate it. I know we have some spotty areas here and there, but we made it work. We made it work.
Yeah.
So thank y'all again for joining me for VPN chat. Stay tuned because you never know who I'm gonna bring up here, talk about some things. So yeah, and that's it. Thank y'all for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.